Hello, guys.
Hey.
So we are here today to talk with you in a form of Q&A with myself, Mariusz, and Vic,
Hey.
who is the designer of the game. And I think if you have any questions, he will be the guy that you want. we have our coconuts ready. We have everything ready. We have a game. If you want to know anything about the components or the mechanics, we can show them to you up close and dissect them, basically. So, first thing first, I don't have any specific agenda for today.
We're counting on questions, though.
Yes, we are counting on questions. And I don't know, at the end of this live stream, if we will be live for an hour, I don't know how long we will do this. It all depends on how many of you will have questions, basically, for us to answer them. We will tell you the number of the backer, who is the last backer, that will be the early bird backer.
Yes.
This is the last hour. If you want to buy the game, to back us in our project, this is the last hour to do this and get the early bird special and a dial counter.
Yes.
For sanity and stamina, which we don't have, sadly.
Well, physically not yet, because they're still voting on the design on Facebook, right?
Will be.
Yeah, will be voting.
Not on Facebook.
Design,
We need to make something not on Facebook because not everyone is on Facebook. So we will do this on some survey thingy and some site that you can vote on. So I believe that we can actually go and answer some questions that are frequently asked in comment section, because there are few of them that you ask. We have a rather big fuck you, but we will tell you some answers that are not there. So, in your experience, because you are the one who is mainly answering those questions, what are the misconceptions? Is that the good word?
Well, yeah, were misconceptions or just curiosities that people like having explained or something. But are we talking about mechanics or are we talking about the box contents right now?
Everything.
Which are we starting first?
I think we can start with box content.
Yeah, the first things that people ask about being clarified during the campaign, and I don't remember if it's in the FAQ or not right now, because there are quite a lot of questions answered there, was about the changes to the dice towers and the upgrades to the creepy tree and everything. And to answer it short, no matter which pledge you get, you only get one of those things that we have in front of us. So you either get the dice roller that's on Mariusz's side, the wooden one, or you get this one of the cool graphics if you're going for the survivor pledge. And if you get the deluxe one, you get the tree that's in the middle and nothing else. The two plywood ones don't apply for the deluxe version, right? And connected with that, a lot of people ask whether there will be add-ons for grabbing an additional dice tower or something like that. Yeah,
we're thinking about that because we don't want to be in a place a year from now when we are sending the game and we will send them to different hubs, basically, because that's cheaper for you and we don't need to pay the customs in both ways. That's transferring everything to Poland to be overstocked to us and then sending them again to you.
Yeah,
because that's custom paid double. Twice, and we don't want to do that. We will send everything to hubs in different spots of the world, and we want them to have an easy job, right? And not for them, basically, to them to have an easy job, but for you to receive everything smooth. And
if we have right now 3 pledge levels basically, so the core box, the survivor, and the deluxe survivor, right? And You can get add-ons for the inserts, for the UV inserts, and you'll be able to get the add-ons for the dial counters soon after the early bird, and you can get the tree as an add-on as well. So that gives you like 3 times 4, that's 12 combinations or something, or even more.
Yes.
I suck at maths, but every single new add-on that we add multiplies those combinations by some factor, and this just creates more room to screw something up when we are sending something and somebody won't get the things that they ordered in the package or something, and we want the process to be as smooth as possible for you guys. So we don't want to risk it during the first campaign to make a million combinations for us to, you know, package and figure out later on. So that's why we are a bit dubious about adding new add-ons for this campaign.
Yeah, but we are thinking about it because, you know, if there is a lot of voices that, hey, I want to buy the survival pledge, but I want the core box, but I want this UV dice roller, right? Or even I mean, you can buy the creepy tree either way, but I want the UV roller. And we would love to do this, but, you know, the logistics of it might be too much, especially for the first campaign, and we don't want to, as I said, be stuck in a place when you guys get a bunch of mismatched orders. So yeah, that's basically it. If there will be an option for that, we will definitely tell you, but as for now, the rewards and the add-ons are as they are, and yeah, the only change will be that after today, the early bird special, so the spin dial counter will be added to the add-ons for €5 around, because we are making our campaign.
Calculating everything from Polish zlotys, so
yes, it's give or take. It's basically all depends on how the Kickstarter is changing the currency. Yeah, and it's 20 Polish zlotys. So we just, calculated it at €5 because that's around how much it will be cost.
See, but we've got a first comment under the video. Keeping the pledges simple was a very wise decision from Simon.
Thanks, Simon.
So yeah, that's what we were aiming at, just to, KISS, right? Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid, that's right.
That's the acronym. I watched The Office yesterday.
Me too.
I remember it's from. Jeez,
Me too.
One of my favorite series of all times.
For sure.
Yeah, okay, so that's being set aside. Additionally, there is the same question about the minis and the standees, right? With the add-ons and everything. Some people want standees, some minis, some want both. The same reason we wanted to divide those into different pledges. And remember that the pledges for the retail version will also have the minis only version. You won't be able to get the cheaper one with the standees in shops, most probably. But, the Kickstarter exclusives won't be there. So we encourage you to pledge during the campaign, obviously, for this very reason. One more thing when it comes to the components, some people were asking about those dice that we had in the first images, the ones that were those sharp-edged, larger ones.
Yeah.
We don't have them here in the box,
don't have
I
it
think.
here. No,
right? Those were the old design. I have a few of those in the house, and I've already promised one set to somebody on the channel on Kickstarter if the game gets funded. So we've decided on those round ones, the ones that you have here, right? I don't know if you can...
Yeah, just throw it right there.
Yeah. So we've decided on these because, well, they're easier to roll because of the rounded edges, and they're a bit easier to handle, but also they are a bit smaller than the ones that we had previously because we still needed to fit all the graphics in, and they work a lot better with the... not that part. With the dice roller, right? As well with the tree, they also... fit well and roll well, right? In both versions of the dice roller, which the old ones didn't because of the sharp edges having a tendency to block even in those larger spaces in the plywood dice roller. So during the tests, we decided that we need rounded edges, a bit smaller dices. These are 1 millimeter smaller than the original ones. And yeah, but watch out for the stretch goals because there might be something interesting connected with those dice in the stretch goals later on. So if you are, determined to unlock a few more, then there might be a surprise there for you when it comes to those dice. So yeah, okay.
Okay, so I will read chat for now because...
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, the YouTube stream is not working, and I don't know why, because the REST stream is like sending data there, but we don't have time to fix that right now. So sorry for that, guys. For the second one, because I think we will have few of those, we will try to work out every technical difficulties and why it's not working, basically, because we have a live stream on our other platform in Polish, and everything works smoothly. So yeah, we will look at that. And thank you, Andrew, for saying that. You like to play the PC games. PC game. We also like to play the Green Hell, the PC game.
Yeah,
obviously.
Although I died quite a lot.
Yeah, that was the main thing that we were thinking about when transferring the video game into the board game. The dying part.
Yeah, so well, not only the dying part, right? Because obviously the level of difficulty is pretty important in Green Hell, and if we made the cooperative game, the survival level of the game too easy, then well, that just wouldn't be it. But there are quite a lot of things that are kind of like, you know, hailing the computer game in our product as well. So if you've played the computer game, you should be familiar with a lot of the basic resources that you're collecting and the weapons that you're crafting and the items. Well, even the graphics are pretty similar to the computer game from that point, right?
Icons, I believe, and some of the artworks we try to not to get and just paste it on the board game, but to work with them and recycle them, if you can say that, and yeah, make it all look similar for this. Simon, yeah, we will have a poll for that. We wanted to do this, on Facebook, but a few people talked to us in the private messages asking us not to do it there, and we have quite a lot of work recently, and I need to find some place safe for you to go there, and where you won't need
you won't need to
make an account there and to verify and everything, just to go there, click a poll, vote, and that's it, right? When I'll find something good and something safe, we will definitely do this, because we have the designs already made. Yeah, you're not blind, Simon. We have the designs ready. You can say it in the update, I believe. There are 3 of them, so yeah.
Okay, cheers to Fabian. Fabian, nice overshirt. Supporting people with a good taste in music makes me even happier to back the game. You're the second person to notice my nerdiness about the band. Thank you very much. And if anybody from my friends from Ulver is watching right now, cheers. Hi, guys. Yeah, music unites people, right?
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Oh, Fons said, thanks for being so active in the comments on Kickstarter. That's one of the main things that we want to do. And this guy is a machine. Vic is a machine, so he's always in the comments section. Sometimes when I'm going to sleep, I check the comments, go to sleep, wake up, and they're already answered. So yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, to be honest, chatting with you guys in the comments and, seeing not only like positive feedback, but also some ideas and some hints and some questions, because even like the example of the update that we had about the quirk cards and the wound cards, right? We already had 2 or 3 great ideas of what could we throw in as a quirk into the mix of the deck. One of them we already had inside, but even like I don't remember who, but thanks for the name Paranoid for one of those, because I was struggling with the name for a mechanic there. So Paranoid will get into the game definitely. So it's pretty interesting for me and very kind of rewarding for me to interact with all you guys as a designer of the game, because I can see that the ideas that I had in my head are working for you, and that I can see what you like and what you would like to have changed a little bit or, twisted a little bit or something like that. And it gives me new ideas. I don't mean it will be like kind of, changing the game right now at this point, but some minor tweaks or rebalances based on your ideas and your suggestions, that still might happen. We're in a spot where all of those things can take place. So kudos for that, and I'll be there until the end of the campaign and one day longer, definitely. Yeah.
Sure, that was Spawns. I just checked with the paranoia idea. So
yeah, that was Spawns. Yeah, one of my favorite conversationists over there in the comments, definitely. Since even the first campaign.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy, because I don't know, we have a community of people who are really excited, and that makes us excited and lets us work even harder on everything. Because, yeah, that's what we are doing this for, right?
Yeah.
To make a great community and make a great game for everyone.
Yeah, well, great game. It's hard to decide what really defines a great game. Definitely it's playability, right? That you can take the game out on the table, you like how it plays, but also it's connected with the design, with the graphics, with the UX, with how it looks on the table as well. The presentation is important. We were never aiming to make a plastic heavy or component heavy game that will have a million of things on the table for all the time. We were always aiming at doing a game that will be satisfying in the case of the narrative and in the case of the gameplay, where all the actions will be logical and placed in the game world and they will just fit. Kind of, like I had a conversation with Potts, the German YouTuber, in the interview recently, and he also mentioned that, that he also likes designers like Lacerda or Turchi, who are my personal idols as well, who really can connect the mechanics with the storyline or with the topic of the game, so that everything feels solid and connected, and that's what we're aiming at here. Especially, this is a narrative campaign-driven co-op game, so it has to be, right? Sure. And Fabian is coming back with what was the Seventh Continent an inspiration for creating the game? I've never played Seventh Continent. I backed the Seventh Citadel version, the second Kickstarter. I'm still waiting for it. There is definitely an idea there when it comes to the map cards and the layout of the map, but it's something like Tainted Grailish / Seventh Continent, because I liked what Awakened Realms did with the map for Tainted Grail as well, right? But we definitely didn't want it to be like in those two games I've mentioned, where you have the numbers on the edges of the of the cards, and each card leads to another predefined card, because that's what mostly happens in Seventh Continent, from what I gather. So our jungle is a bit more random. Sure, you have a few cards that in each scenario have to be placed at specific locations because of the narrative, but everything in between, it differs from game to game. So once you can spread out the map and have 5 enemies all over the map, and you will have to face them and you will have to deal with them. But sometimes you can just have resources and some encounters that will probably even maybe sometimes help you. So it will be different. Every game will be different, and that's what we're counting on, because, well, campaign games usually don't offer a lot of in the way of replayability.
Yes.
Once you finish the campaign, right?
And yeah, that's even when we are not talking about legacy games, because I don't know. For me, it's a big problem when you have a game that is only one shot, right?
Yeah.
You need to stick something on some cards. You need to draw. You need to destroy something.
Yeah.
And we don't want to do that, because we don't want to bore you with a game that is long. Super long, and it's not necessary for it to be that long, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to throw any names, because that's not cool. But there are some games that you are playing, you have some missions left, and you are feeling bored because you're basically doing the same things, but a little upgraded a little bit, because you have a sticker that's giving you +1, +2 to whatever. And that's not what we are aiming here.
And and there are also narrative games that do not have this legacy component. You don't have to destroy anything, you don't have to stick anything anywhere, but after you finish the campaign and after you get to know the narrative, there is completely no incentive to replay the game, because if you know the story, you know what to do and what path to follow exactly in order to, complete the story again. So the attractiveness over there loses immediately, right? So those are also one-shot games, even if you don't have to destroy the components. We are also banking on the fact that even if you play the same scenario 2 or 3 times, the map will be different every single time. The locations will be the same, you know where the key locations are, but everything in between can be a new adventure and can be a new complication. Some randomness that you have can make the game more difficult or easier. So, you can play it with different groups and you can have basically a similar experience when it comes to the narrative, but a different experience when it comes to the map. And this is one good thing about it. But we're also adding a few one-shot scenarios where you can just spread a map in a layout and have a few survival tasks and that's it, without any overarching narrative, so that you can just sit at the table and launch the game and be done with it in 2 or 3 hours, right?
Yeah, if you have a campaign going with one of your groups, you can play the game with anyone else, and if people are not sure if they want to play with you the whole campaign, because sure, it's a commitment of time to play the whole campaign. You can just take the game, play with them a random scenario, and they can check if they will like it or not.
And we've got Fons de Vogel. Yeah. Do quirks and wounds fully carry over between scenarios? And the answer is yes. If you're playing a campaign, if you get a quirk, and even if you don't activate the effect yet, even if you're still collecting the points, the markers to activate the effect, those carry over with your character onto the next scenario. So, because some of those quirks you will have to do for 5 days in a row or 4 days in a row, and you might be in a scenario which has only 3 days. So yeah, they will be carrying over. Wounds will be carrying over as well. Yeah,
that's why it's optional to play with the quirk cards and wound cards,
because they might make the difficulty level a bit tougher on you if you have some bad luck with drawing those cards. So
after the effect in the quirk cards, I don't want to say always, but they are giving you something back. True. For you to struggle with the game for quite a bit. Yes. You have some perk that is positive, but you need to look out for the skulls and everything.
And plus, the wound cards can kind of seem pretty standard, because this is just a passive hindrance that you get. You draw a card, I've got a broken arm, and then you have to play with this. You can treat it, but it uppers the level of difficulty. But the quirks, my personal favorite, to be honest, from the beginning, I wanted this to be in the game, and thankfully it found the stretch goal got funded, because I took some inspiration from the old Mansion of Madness title, where you had those cards. I don't remember the name right now, but you could go crazy and you could get some cards that, for example, meant that you would win the game if you had some secret condition that nobody else had. So you could kind of break the co-op game here. And when we played Mansion of Madness in the olden days, we always, if we got this insanity card in Mansion of Madness, we always kept it secret, even if the card didn't tell us to, and we always role-played it, because that fit the profile so well in Mansion of Madness. And I wanted to give you a chance to do something like this here. So if you, for example, get, Kleptomaniac, that you have to, collect everything that's shiny, or whatever the idea will be, right? So that you have this opportunity not to tell anybody, but you can role-play your character even more and, pretend that you're doing something that you have to do and be creative about it. So it's optional, obviously, but it's a great idea to kind of spice up the co-op game in this case. And there are 20 of those cards, 15 to 20 of those cards in the deck, so they won't repeat themselves very quickly probably throughout the campaign, so you won't be able to memorize them so that they will be obvious, right? Okay, and Fonz is happy about it and says, nice. All right, cool. What's next?
Eric Wanning.
Are you thinking of doing extras for returning backers? Love my waste nights. Backers returning from what? From the cancelled campaign? Or if we are doing a campaign for some new expansions? And this would answer a question for Simon, the sentence from Simon Bow, who says that this has a lot of potential for expansions. Yes, we see it. And if this campaign is hopefully successful as we, intend it to be, it is. But
it is successful, but even more.
If it can be even more, then we will most probably come back with an expansion in some time. And if we do, then returning backers will definitely get some kind of a bonus because, well, we're family right now if you back the game. So.
Sure.
Cool. And having one-shots that you can also do with varying difficulties is a great shout. Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way, because giving you guys a game, this is from Eric as well, giving you a game that only has a campaign line and you go through it and that's it, and you might not want to go back to the campaign, that's just the bare minimum of what we can do. So 4, 5, 6 scenarios that you can replay all the time without spoiling any narrative, that's a must that we can do. If we can give you a few more, then we probably will, but there will definitely be like 5 scenarios or something like that you can roll with solo. Are the Steam keys sent out when the campaign is finished? Marius?
We need to confirm that with Creepy Jar, basically. But I think, there will be sent not on the day that we will finish the campaign, but rather quickly.
Well, you'll definitely get them before you get the board game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a matter of days, weeks at top, and not months or years.
It's not going to be like this, that you open the box and on the cover of the box of the game you've got the Steam key. That's not what we're planning here.
That's right. Well, once we get your email addresses and everything from the Kickstarter, we will then check who bought the game with a Steam key, and we will send them out.
All right. Will there be more add-ons or extras revealed during the Kickstarter campaign, Fons?
Add-ons, we talked about it. We don't know yet. People are asking, I mean, the new add-ons, maybe. we have something in mind, but you need to understand that we were doing this the first time, and we wanted to start small. And if we have time to broaden our offer a little bit, don't expect anything crazy here. We have some ideas that are possible now when the campaign is funded, because. That's how it works. And as for stretch goals,
it gives you a totally different level of confidence once we were planning this campaign and we're keeping our fingers crossed that it gets funded, and that was our dream. And now we see that stretch goals are being unlocked, and this is going better and better. So right now we are thinking that the idea that we had a week ago or a month ago, remember that we can do a stretch goal out of this. We can right now we've got the money, and the money is coming in, so we can put it into the game. So there will be definitely stretch goals, but whether they will be turned into add-ons or some additional extras that you can purchase outside of the pledges or something like that, it's hard to say yet, like Mario said, right? But we're also pondering, because somebody asked during the Kickstarter in the comments, will there be an all-in pledge with like all the extras and everything? So probably we will throw in something like that later on down the line, right? Because that might be convenient for some people that want everything in one batch without adding all of the add-ons, one at a time.
And the thing with a lot of add-ons, as we learned on our previous campaign that was cancelled, if we are making a lot of add-ons, there is a lot of questions and a lot of misconceptions and a lot of everything, and that's why we didn't put the spin dial right now, because it's for free, and we know that it's hard to, do I need to add this physically in the add-ons section? And we will be reducting the price or something. So we didn't add this. And the second thing, if we want to give you guys an option to buy the UV dice tower instead of this dice tower, or even if you want to expand your deluxe edition and get the UV dice tower, we didn't want to have that much problems at the start of the campaign, because that might be a problem.
I had an alarm clock set for 4:30. I have no idea why. It started ringing.
It's not the end of the
No,
early
no,
bird
it's not.
right now. So yeah, it's not
That's in half an hour
It's not
from
that.
now. Yeah. It's,
Random.
yeah, totally. Like seriously random.
Okay, I don't know if you guys don't be shy. Talk to us. We're not biting, and we are happy to answer everything. We know that it's it's a lot of things to consider when buying the game. So if you want to ask, hey guys, will I get the minis with my minis version? Ask us about that. Because for us, it's obvious. For a lot of people, it might be obvious. But there are a lot of people that, it not might be obvious. And that's just a random thing. But you can ask us about anything. If you want to see elements of the game, we can also quickly get that. But a lot of those are beautifully showed in some of the reviews that we have up on Kickstarter. We have few more coming. So if you are
stay tuned, check those out. They'll be online when the time is right.
Yes, and that's the second thing, because a lot of people asked why we didn't send the game to like the top players and the big guys, because that's our first game.
Yeah.
And people don't know us, and sometimes in a lot of when I was talking with some big guys, it was like, hey, send me a rule book. And sometimes it's, I don't do Kickstarters. And the guy is definitely doing Kickstarters. So
Can we see the UV tower in close up, please? That's from Sebastian.
Sure.
The UV tower, why not? I can place it here, and it will be visible. So this is the side. This is the side where you throw in the dice, the normal ones, right? And this is the side for the threat cubes and damage cubes, which fall out through the left or the right side of the of the tower. And
showing them,
Mariusz can demonstrate. There you go.
As you can see, they are just popping right and left, and
randomizes them pretty well. And I'll just twist it to the side to show you how the UV print looks like here.
Yeah.
This way.
That's it. So you have a waterfall in the dice version and everything. You're learning quickly, running a nice Kickstarter. Thank you. We're trying to, because it's a lot of hard work. A lot of people who are not visible and working in the backgrounds, our graphic designers and everything.
Yeah, can we get a closer look at the minis/standees and the plywood towers printed and unprinted now or in the future updates? Well, we don't have the standees right now on the table with us because, we don't have them physically yet. So we only have them in the design, but Mariusz can make the minis closer.
Sure.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, those are the minis that I printed. So
yes.
Minis are mini.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't know if it will zoom or anything. Can I zoom this?
Our technician is coming to save the day. Yes. I'll get my head out of the picture. Yeah, sorry guys. We tried and we failed. The lens that we have can't just grab focus on a zoom like this close to the lens. So sorry. We will post some better pictures in some future updates. So like some, good up close quality pictures so that you can see all the detail from the ones that we have printed in the office.
Yeah, but we don't want to show them in our campaign, and we prefer to show the renders of the models because, as I said, it's just printed on our 3D printer basically, because that was cheaper and more affordable and available for us. So yeah, but we have some really good pictures, and I won't show you them also because they're too good. And the macro lenses that we have just picks up every speck of
dirt,
imperfection, and that's the problem.
Okay, Simon is also asking, are the dial and the strength and stamina bars on the character board redundant? No, they're not, because the dial counters that you get are replacing the D10 dice which you use to manage your stamina and your sanity, and those are the two stats that can drop, and they can kill you if they drop to 0. The bars that you can see on the character boards for those 4 stats are related to drinking the ayahuasca potion. So the potion that you are preparing by collecting mushrooms in the jungle of those 3 colors, blue, yellow, and red. And preparing a potion means that you will be rolling these yellow, blue, and red dice, and they've got like +1s and -1s and +2s on it, and you roll a specific combination of those dice, and you use those bars on the character board to mark by how much your maximum value of this stat got increased or decreased by drinking the ayahuasca, and for how many days this effect will last. So this is a completely different modificator for your stats, right? So for example, let's give it that you started a game with, let's say, like 6 strength, right? And you can't really fight with anybody who has more than 9 or 10 strength because, well, you don't have any weapons or you have a very weak weapon. You can prepare an ayahuasca potion using 2 red mushrooms. You can roll those 2 red dice, and if you're lucky enough, you can get a +2 or +3 to your maximum strength, and that will mean that for the next 2 days you will be bulked up from drinking the potion, and you'll be able to do some stronger encounters, or you'll be able to be more stealthy. But there is always a risk that you will roll a -1 and you will have to decrease your maximum of a stat in some cases for a few days. But it also might be a bit troublesome because narratively, the people in the team, in the search and rescue team, they have no idea how to prepare this potion. They only have some slight hint in the plot, so they know what plants to use, what mushrooms to use, but they don't know in what proportions. So sometimes you get the proportions wrong, you roll the dice, and you're screwed for the day, right? Or 2. But sometimes you get the proportions just right, and the potion can be very potent, yeah? So that's what those bars are for. Sounds very interesting, thanks. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, no worries, thank you for trying with the zooming. Yeah. Oops. Everything for you guys, even if it sometimes doesn't work, as with this zoom right here.
We're all learning here.
Technical difficulties. I remember there was a song like that. I don't remember who played it. If somebody remembers the person who played the song called Technical Difficulties, give me a shout, because right now I have a blank in my head. Okay, what else? What else do we have here to tell you about? The night cards, maybe, because they were kind of under the radar a bit for a few days. So if you'll be using the dice tower, right, to roll those black and white cubes, as Mario showed you a few minutes ago. And those have a very profound effect on every day or every night of the game, or on every night phase, because, well, the relation is, as probably I've mentioned in one of the updates, that during the day phase, when everything is being planned out by you guys, right, when you are playing the game, everything is pretty much predictable. So you know which tiles you want to explore, you know which tiles you've already explored, and know what effects there are. You can calculate your strength versus the strength of the enemies, and the ratio of how big of a chance I have to roll a 2 or a 3 during a strength test or something like that. So this is all cooperative, very technical, sometimes a bit mathy, but predictable. And the night phase, we wanted that to be a bit of a randomness factor, getting into there, sneaking into there, but nothing that you couldn't be able to mitigate at least some level, right? Up to some point. So still to give you a fighting chance, but you go to bed in the camp at night and, well, stuff can happen around you, right? And you might not know. Rain can fall and there can be a downpour and some torrent can, wash away some of your supplies, or a wild animal can rummage through your camp or something. Who knows what can happen, right? So this night phase is over there for that, and you will be rolling those black and white cubes in the numbers shown by the night cards that you've collected in the previous phases, and those are cumulative, so every night you will have more and more of those to roll in, and the ones that fall out through the front of the tree or one of the sides, and you will be choosing which one, because it's either or, in this case of the dice roller, you will be collecting as the threat counter, as the threat level in the game, and the black ones you will be putting as damage to the buildings in the camp, to the camp structures. The camp structures can be repaired using resources. The threat level will decide which events on the night card that you draw during each night will be resolved. Will there only be the first one resolved, or the first and the second one, or all three will be resolved, and they all have different consequences? So the more threat you have, the more difficult surviving the night can be, the more hurtful it will be, right? But you will also have some methods of mitigating this die pool. If you this pool of cubes, this threat pool as we call it, you could see it in update number 4, I believe. No, update number 6, the newest one.
Yeah.
You have those 4 cards, map cards, which are 3 of them are the examples of how you can remove a cube from the pool, or even more than one. But, well, you have to find the particular map card, you have to get there, you have to interact with it. Sometimes it might be a bit costly, so still you have to figure out whether you want to divide your strengths to do that, right? But you will have some options to, to mitigate those negative effects if you want to. So I hope that this mechanic is going to be pretty kind of fulfilling in the narrative way as well, because every event that you'll have on the night cards also has some fluff. What's the word? Narrative text, right?
Fluff,
So some fluff text that you will read, and it follows like in line, so it reads like one short story, but it's divided into 3 effects. So it's all in the narrative of the game. We try never to break immersion if we can in this case.
Okay, so Simon says, technical difficulties, Racer X album.
Yes, that was Paul Gilbert. Yes, technical difficulties. Yes, right. Thank you very much for that.
And we have question from fans. How do characters complement each other, and what are your favorite ones? I think it's like with kids. You don't have your favorite one.
Okay.
But yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you have a favorite one to play.
Well, to
maybe
be honest, I play all my computer games as a stealthy character, so I would probably be with Pierre because he has the most stealth, and I could be hiding in the jungle from all the enemies. So that's probably my modus operandi in all games. So
and same with me. I'm used to playing supports and healers, so Isabelle is my go-to when I'm playing.
Probably right. But when it comes to complementing each other, so well, you can look at it as a standard team of mischiefs, right? So we've got the tank, or the muscle of the game, which is Mackenzie. He's the ex-SAS guy. He has strength and he has the stamina to support it, but he has very little sanity, so watch out for those events that lower sanity for him, because he can get crazy pretty quick.
Especially if you are playing with Quirks.
Yeah, especially if you're playing with Quirks, that might be a bit tricky, right? Then you've got Isabelle, who is the medic of the team, right? She has a skill that allows her to treat wounds, conditions more effectively. Yep. So if you get poisoned or you get a rash or something, Isabelle is the person you want to get to, because she can just clear those out easily. Pierre is the lab rat. usually, right? He's good with nature, flora and fauna and stuff like that, so he will be helpful when collecting resources and stuff, because he's pretty resourceful when it comes to this, but he doesn't have the strength or anything, so he's like, surviving on being stealthy, but then his sanity is a bit better. And then we have our guide, Selena, and she's a local. She's from Brazil, right? Born and raised. So she knows the jungle in and out. And she is the best for exploring and, uncovering new map tiles and everything because of her special ability. So yeah, they're all kind of complementary to each other. And if you are playing the game with a complete set of characters, then you know which character is better for what kind of activity. So you would definitely like this character to do this instead of that a bit more if you are into optimization, right? But if you are playing in less than 4 characters or in less than 4 players, then to be honest, no matter which characters you choose, then you will make the game that bit more difficult because you won't have this one quality of the character that is out. But we are mitigating it because we're giving you more days to fulfill the quests and everything, the tasks in the scenarios. So it all evens out when we are testing it, when we're balancing the game during the tests with our QA department. So they're pretty satisfied with lower player counts as well.
Sure. And Adam from Rolling Solo was also playing solo.
Yeah.
And he was very fond of the game. As
Eric Wanning, if I play solo, do you need to play with multiple characters or is it possible to play pure solo? Well, there is one mechanic that is in the game, which is called radio range, because, well, if you're playing, if you're in a jungle in the, strange and uncharted territory, it's best to not stray too far from your teammates. So if you get 3 map cards away from everybody else in the team, you start losing sanity slowly from day to day. So if you are only one character, that would be probably impossible if we had to stick to this mechanic. So for now, we are recommending it as a 2-character game for playing solo. But there may be a surprise coming when it comes to that. But that's all in the stretch goals. You want to say that's all in the stars, but it's not the stars, it's the stretch goals here. Yeah. Derek the Happy Camper is the best.
That's Carolina, who was our graphic designer and designed the characters.
Yeah.
So
and
we can say hi to her.
Surprisingly, Isabel is pretty similar to Carolina when it comes to the portrait. So
yes.
I don't know what's going on there.
I didn't notice it before, so...
Yeah.
Simon is curious about the size of the map cards and scenario cards.
Yeah, so the map cards are 80 by 80 millimeters, so you can easily get sleeves for that. I think Hydras fit 80 by 80, or something like that. And the
scenario cards are
110 by 70 from what I remember. So it's like the smaller tarot version of cards, right?
That I was answering that some time ago. Someone asked about that, and I mean not the first thing, but one of the first things that we were doing when making the game basically was the question: do we want to sleeve everything? And the answer is yes, because I'm coming from the Magic the Gathering community, and Vic having so many games. We just hate when there's little specks or anything on the game, and after 5, 10, 15 shuffles, your cards are all messed up, and it's just not fun to look at. So yeah, we want to prevent that, and that's why you will be able to buy the sleeves with ease.
And quirk cards and wound cards are in the mini European standard, so that's 44 by 68 or something like that.
I don't remember, but the pretty classic ones.
Yeah,
we don't want to, make the wheel again.
Reinvent the wheel. That's the phrase you're looking for. Yeah.
So we're just going with standard, and we want you guys to be able to buy the sleeves. And even if we go further in the stretch goals, and there will be some sleeves, I believe, later down the road, we didn't want to just give you a pack of 100 and say, that's everything, and you never can buy anymore.
Yeah. Whew. So that's it. Right. Night cards covered.
I just put some night cards.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see it in comparison to our dice rollers. If you are, oh, that's the good question. The size of the rollers. We were measuring them not that long ago, and the tree is pretty big, as you can see. I will just pull this out.
We promised Spons that we would show a 360 of the tree.
Yeah, that's the front.
Yeah,
that's the back all the way.
We'll put it in front of the table later to zoom in better.
To look at it, and it's how many centimeters?
It's 15 centimeters to the top branch.
Yeah, from the bottom to the top, and something about that in the width.
No, the diameter of the base is like 20 centimeters or something like that.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was hard to fit on the 3D printing plate.
I'm not a sleever, but a connoisseur of large and detailed graphics. One of the reasons why your game is triggering me so hard. Well, yes, all the map cards. Well, some of the map cards will have repeated graphics because we will have like 4 or 5 locations that will be identical. Like, for example, like bush patches or something like that. So like those transitive locations, let's say, right? But all the event locations and all the locations where you can interact, and there will be a lot of those, they will have original graphics. I can tell you right now that we are oscillating around 60 or 70 original artworks for the map cards themselves, but that's not the final number yet. There can be a few more in this set, right? So, and if you unlock a few more stretch goals, then there will definitely be a few more added there. Our arts designer, the Kuba, who is drawing all of those cards, has his hands full still because he's still wrapping up a few of the drawings for the last cards. So yeah,
and especially if you guys will be such active on Board Game Geek, when you are unlocking the social stretch goals, there are additional night cards and map cards that will be flying left and right.
Will you have an insert for the different game versions? Well,
yes, because it's not like some people ask us about this, because we have Add-On from eRaptor, another Polish company, and I think you know them because they're pretty worldwide known. And they are making the insert from plywood that is basically made that you can get the different parts elements of it, and put it on your table. But we will have insert for the game itself. It won't be spectacular. Yeah, that's the word. It will do the job. Right, it will let you organize stuff a bit, but I don't know. Maybe in stretch goals.
Yeah, who knows? But well,
we don't want to now give you what's the tray company?
Game tray.
Trays. So people who bought the eRaptor one will be not satisfied with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have inserts, and our manufacturer will provide us with that. But we don't have any visuals yet, because it all depends on how much stuff will be in the box.
Yeah. As long as it all fits, I'm happy. Yeah, well, it will fit in the box, and we'll do all we can so that it doesn't just rumble around inside, right? So, but probably if you don't get the eRaptor insert, you will have to arm yourself with a few Ziploc baggies, or we'll provide some.
We will provide some. We will provide everything.
Because you will also need a few of those Ziplocs that are in the box for saving the game between the scenarios, right? It's even in the rulebook description that you need one Ziploc for each player and one Ziploc for the camp board to collect everything, and just zip it, put it in the box, and when you're playing again after coming back to the scenario or starting a new scenario, you just take it out of the Ziploc and you place it all, as it were, and you're ready to go. So the teardown, the saving of the game and loading of the game will be pretty quick. You will have a sheet for noting down all the statistics and the layout of the map and everything that you will have to keep, because you will be able to backtrack through past scenarios as well, because you will need something from somewhere else around the map or whatever. But yeah, so definitely some Ziplocks will be involved in any of the processes.
Yeah, as it's always with board games.
It's like IKEA Ziploc baggies started skyrocketing in sales once people started playing more board games. I
I think the sales of Kallax growth a bit when people start to be interested with
it like, can't be coincidence that everything fits into a Kallax so perfectly.
Yeah. And that was also a part of our design process, to make a box that will fit in the Kallax, because we know what's a struggle it is when it's just 1 centimeter too long, too wide.
Or if it's an old coffin box like the old Rune Wars for Fantasy Flight games, which doesn't fit anywhere. Basically.
Yes. That's struggle. Okay, 5 more minutes, guys. If you have anything more that you want to ask us now. And if not, I think we'll be online next week. Someday we will post it in our updates, because that's good talk. I believe.
There will probably, fingers crossed, be some more stretch goals unlocked, so there will be something new to talk about definitely then in that situation, and hopefully some more people will get some more questions, and we'll be able to see you guys again in the chat, all the familiar faces and maybe a few new ones too.
Yeah, and maybe we will be able to fire up a YouTube. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
So, quick thing, because before we will end our stream. So, we will tell you guys here who is the last early bird person.
Yeah, that's 4 minutes.
Person,
4 minutes left. And if you have trouble locating your backer number, it's all in the FAQ. I've written down a specific instruction how to find your backer number on Kickstarter, because it's not that easy as you might have thought. So yeah, go there and check it later on if you're not sure. Or if you're backer number 1, then kudos to you. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, for being faster than us, basically.
We were too busy setting up the campaign and seeing that everything is running fine.
Yep, that's right.
To pledge as backer number 1 or something.
Yeah, but this time around we were ready. So
thanks for the QA. You're welcome, Fons.
Yeah, thanks for the questions, because as I said, we had some things that we wanted to talk about, but it's always easier for us to just answer your questions, because we know that we are doing good work and answering something that you want to know and not something we want to push.
That was a nice pat on the back from you.
Yeah,
like, but we're doing good work.
We are doing good work because, we don't talk about, I don't know, something that's not important to you, and we just want to talk about it, but we are answering your questions and let you guys know everything you want to know about the campaign.
Okay, so that's 3 minutes left until the early birds are off. So so thank you, Simon. Thank you, Fons. Thank you, Eric. And thank you.
That's a way to stretch the time.
Yes. And thank you. Where's the Ulver person? Erwin was here. Sebastian was here as well. And yes, and Fabian. Yes, of course, Fabian. Thank you for the over mentioning as well. Yes. Yeah.
I've missed first part of life. So sorry if I already asked, but will the collection dice the same? But will all the collection dice be the same?
You mean the dice used for searching? Yes, those are 5 identical dice with identical symbols in identical setups over there. If you roll them, you can match up the halves of the symbols and you get what you matched up. There is 1 bonus die over there as well that has 2 walls which can tell you to... which have 2 joker walls that give you a random, any half of the symbol you want. There are 2 that tell you to remove 1 die from the equation, and there are 2 two blanks, basically.
Yeah.
So yes, and
But,
Maciej, I know you from one of the board game groups I'm on Facebook. I think this is the planszówki na Kickstarterze or something like that. The board games on KS. I think that's from there. So yes, hello.
And it's not that we are lazy with the design. It was actually heavily tested. Heavier than you might expect.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of math, a lot of probability.
Oh God, we had a separate equation and Excel sheet for that. My accountant helped with that, to be honest. So hello to Huzar if he's watching it here.
Yes. And that's why we are going with the same the same layout for all of them.
Just very quickly and very curiously, the first initial design for those dice was with 3 symbols on each side, but it was a bit too mathy to be able to balance out very correctly, so the 2 makes it a bit more challenging to put in and everything.
Especially with the Joker, right? What is your
success rate so far in finishing the campaign to the end, and what are you aiming for difficulty-wise? Whew. Can we save this question for the next stream? Because the answer for this is not short.
Yeah.
I would keep you in suspense for a moment, Fons, here, okay? And if you want an answer earlier than the next live stream, then hit me up in the comments under the Kickstarter, and I will give you the details there, because that's an elaborate one, okay? I hope you'll forgive me for doing it like this, right?
Yeah,
now.
we don't want to just give you a simple answer and fast one, just to answer it. But to go real deep into this one, we need to take a moment.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Very nice. So
I have a number.
PM.
Yes, 5 p.m. So 759. That's the last number of our early bird backer.
Yes.
I won't give the details because I can't do this. But we will save this, and I will post not an update, but in the comment section or something. Not to make a big. We need to talk about the early bird. We will post an update with this number, and everyone who supported us before 1 minute ago will get a set of spin dials for free.
Yeah.
And what can we say? Thank you guys for today.
Yes, very much. We're very happy with the turnout here and the questions. They were all on point.
Okay.
Looking forward for next week.
Sure. We will give you the date, I don't know, a few days before the live stream. Come hang with us then. Thanks again.
And I'll see you in the comment section.
Yeah. Goodbye, guys.
Bye-bye. Stay safe.